So I've been playing around with a couple of different ideas on how I can tweak my Bujin deck, and I'm just trying to decide which ones I think are really worth playing. So I've got two of them to share with you today. The first one will be a going first play, and all you need for it is your Torifun because it's just mandatory with any combo in this deck. This can be any of your extenders, so Harume, Amaterasu, or Haruko, any of those will do, and then you'll just search whatever missing piece you need. And this can be any other Bujin that you can special summon off of the Ahashima. So we're going to start this play the same way you would any Bujin play, with a Torifu normal summon and a special summon of two monsters. We'll go Mahitatsu, we'll go Hair, and we need to make sure we're banishing stuff, so make sure you use that Mahitatsu effect. In the second combo that I'm going to show you, you don't want the banish, so it's a little bit different. Not very common. We'll dump that turtle, and then we're set up just to protect some of our extra deck plays up until we get to our final board. We'll then go ahead and make our Ahashima using our two monsters on board. We'll get that Ahashima effect to summon one from the graveyard and one from the hand. We'll use our spare Bujin here, and we'll use our Mahitatsu. So now we have a hare and turtle in the graveyard to protect our Ahashima and this Susanoo we're about to summon. So now right here you would search whatever other extender you need. So whatever this extender is, you just search any of the other two that I listed earlier, and it'll do all the same stuff. It'll just kind of change which extra deck monster you bring out. But to keep it simple here, we'll detach one, and we're going to grab our Arasuda here. We'll special summon our Harume, banish our Mahitatsu, and then that will trigger our Arasuda, and we'll be able to summon that as well. And this is where it starts to get a little bit interesting. We're going to make our Infernal Flame Banshee, and we'll use this effect to search a Nemesis flag. And so now this is why we wanted the banish monsters here. If you had a chance to use one of the Bujingi, it's even more of a plus, because then you can just shuffle it back and recycle it for another turn. But we're not playing against anybody, so we played it safe here. We'll shuffle one of them back, doesn't matter which one. We don't need either of them for a particular reason here. We'll use the flag effect to search our Corridor. So we'll get Corridor to hand, and then we'll do the same thing here. We're going to use our Corridor. We'll shuffle the other one back, and we got Corridor on board. So now we have two plays you can make here. We're going to go Thunder Dragon Colossus first, and then we're going to make F-Zero. So now if you had something else in your hand to put another body on board, you already have this flag sitting here. So you could leave something up to put IP right here because you need that link zone. If you don't have something else, then I would put the F-Zero there. We'll leave it empty for now. The reason I would put the F-Zero there is because you would potentially be able to trigger this effect to pop a spell or trap. And then we'll put the big F-Zero here. So now what you would have is this negate and steal. Then they can't add cards from their deck to their hand apart from drawing them. And then you would either have this pop if you wanted to put this here, or if you had another body on board, you can make the IP, and then whatever you steal, you can use to make the SP and get a banish. I think this is an interesting idea. It's very splashable because all you need are the two Nemesis monsters and the Infernal Flame Banshee in the deck in order to put the Colossus on board. So it's a lot less commitment in the deck, which is different from playing like a Utopia engine or something like that. So I thought it was worth trying out. So now for the second combo here, we need the Torifun because you always do. This can be any Bysteel. If it's a Lubellion, you just search one of the sixes. If it's a small world plus some other useless monster, you can just search the Bysteel Lubellion and then get any of the sixes. And then this has to be Arasuda or Harume. So it's a little bit of a tougher combination of cards, but all of this is searchable off of Small World in some way. These are both searchable off of Tenki, so it's not unbelievable. It's just a little bit tighter. And we'll start the same way. Normal summon good old faithful Torifun here, activate the effect. So now here it's going to be a little bit different because we are not banishing these things. We're going to put the turtle on board right away. The only reason I want the turtle on board is because we're not leaving a Bujin on board, so it doesn't matter which one, but your follow-up on your next turn could potentially need the turtle to protect something from being targeted, so that's why I chose that, but it could be whatever one you like. We're going to go ahead and put this Magnum Hut on board. It could be any Bysteel, remember. I guess we'll use that Magnum Hut effect because you always got to. And then that's also going to trigger our Arasuda in hand. If this is the Harume, you would just summon the Harume after you synchro summon with these guys. So same deal. So Arasuda will hit the board. We're probably not playing around in Nibiru at this point, so it doesn't matter because we're going second here in this instance. We're going to go into our Chaos Angel. We'll use, I guess, whatever two you like. Then we would use this Chaos Angel effect, but I have no target, so we'll decline it for now, but you're going to banish something. And then with our other two monsters, we're going to make our Galaxy Photon Dragon. We'll use the Photon Dragon effect to search our Photon Sanctuary. Can't use the Sanctuary because we summon a Dark Monster. We don't want it anyway. The idea I'm playing around with here is this is like the only reliable rank 4 that can search a spell other than the Utopia stuff that you can discard and leave you with that full armored Utopic Ray Lancer, which I believe we're getting in June in that next Battles of Legends set. I'm really hoping so, at least, because I love this card. I think it's just the art, because the effect is kind of cool. It's decent. Going second is probably pretty good if you can get it on the board. Going first, it's not good. So then what you get here is the banish off a Chaos Angel, some protection for your own board, and then the full armored Utopic Ray Lancer will drop everything they control by 500 attack, making this guy effectively 4,000 and 3,000. Then when you go into battle, this negates the effects of all the monsters your opponent controls, and then if it destroys a monster, it can attack again. So you would have 3,500 damage, 2,500 minus whatever you have to attack over. Hopefully it's small enough to where you can do lethal, and then your second attack will be 2,500. So assuming there's a monster on board that had less than 1,000 attack, which is probably not likely, but just say it is so for this instance, you would have 8k damage. If not, you would be able to pretty much clear out a board here, do a little more than 6k damage, or 6k base just with these two getting through, and then whatever you attack over, you do that extra damage also. And then once again, you have 2 other cards in your hand to work with, and hopefully that's enough to get you there. So now I'll show you the list here that I kind of got going on. This is not refined in any way. I just was trying to play with a bunch of different things at once. I think if you're going to lean towards the Colossus playstyle, you would probably cut the Saranir. This shouldn't even be in here anyway. It was in here for the other Bysteel traps that I was messing around with earlier. And probably bump up the Harume or the Arasuda to 3. I would probably say the Harume is your better option, but personal taste. And then if you weren't going to play the Colossus stuff, I would probably stick the Utopia stuff back in here, because then you have 2 options for that spell, search, and discard. And in the case of the Utopia version, you would have an even bigger monster on board, so you'd get the Banish. You just wouldn't get the second attack off of the Utopic Ray Lancer, but it's still a really big board. It's still nasty. So play around with those. Let me know how you like them. Happy deck building. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Goodbye.